Here we are doing our own home renovations and painted this brown cedar paneling so that, well, as part of the updated look here in this room, you can see there's quite a bit of it that was there. It's all white. Some of these here slats, though, you can see where there's big spaces, and these slats were not, they were pretty loose before I painted them, so I thought that, well, I'll just get them painted, then afterwards I'll reposition them and before we set the baseboards down, and I'll get them higher up so you can see that there's some spaces. Well, now that it's painted, it's almost like that helped to glue them together side by side. So now I'm left with this dilemma. How do I get rid of this space, because it's going to drive me crazy? Some of them are not bad, some of them are more obvious than others, and why it doesn't look bad over there is because I've already fixed it. So I was working with some joint compound here to fill the holes, basically like wood putty, and with a putty knife, but this is really awkward, especially trying to get up there in some of these spaces. So the thought came to me, well, I'm a baker, and I use decorating bags with icing all the time. So I went up and grabbed a bag, filled it with joint compound, and voila. Look at how this goes on. So slick, it's filling up the crack there, just like that. I'll go all the way across. Then I'll smooth it out with a putty knife. I'll wait for it to dry. And if I think I need to paint it, I will. Some of this, the painting won't be so obvious, but the big gaping hole is definitely obvious. I was going to use caulk, but caulk is still a different consistency, and it's really more for, like, I don't know, waterproofing things, not filling up bigger holes like this. So anyway, there you go. Joy's life hack. Let me know if you try it and if it works for you as well as it has for me. And this bag is a Wilton decorator bag. It's got this fancy star tip thing. I was able to just cut it to my desired size, which to me is even better, right? So I made a pretty small opening so that it would go. See, I'm just going to skip around here for a second just to show you. Oops, of course I'm laying on the floor to do this. Back up. You can see, trying to be a videographer and applying this at the same time. Get that cord out of my way. And see how slick that works though. And if I wasn't holding the phone with one hand, I'd be actually using two hands, as I do when I usually use the decorating bag to just guide this. But I've scrunched it up there. So there we go. So I will keep going until when you step back, you no longer see. See there how I just scraped it off with the putty knife. Make a nice, smooth. Voila, no more spaces. So I gotta still fill that one, but you can see how nifty that works. And you can't see the spaces over there where I had already done it. So there you go. There's like a before gap and an after.